The moment everything changed, there's a moment in everyone's life when the noise fades, and you realize you can't change your future until you change your days. For years, I waited. Waited for the spark, the miracle, the perfect day to begin. But it never came. Every morning, I made promises. Every night, I broke them. I told myself, I'll start tomorrow. And tomorrow became a habit. Until one morning, I finally got tired, not of failing, but of hearing my own excuses. I looked at myself in the mirror and said the words that changed everything: give me 30 days. No more someday. No more waiting for the right time. Just 30 days of absolute commitment, no matter what. That was the rule. And it became the foundation of my transformation. The 30-day rule sounds simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. Pick one thing you want to change, and give it your all for 30 straight days. No shortcuts. No exceptions. No negotiations with comfort. Why 30 days? Because consistency rewires identity. You don't need years to change who you are, you just need to prove to yourself that you can. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can do in 30 days of pure focus. 30 days of discipline builds rhythm. 30 days of repetition builds belief. 30 days of showing up builds unstoppable momentum. I didn't start big, I started small, but consistent. My first rule was simple: wake up early and move my body every morning. The first few days were brutal. I was exhausted, frustrated, ready to quit. But I reminded myself comfort had been running my life long enough. By day 7, something shifted. The mornings no longer felt like punishment, they felt like victory. Each sunrise became proof that I was stronger than my excuses. Each morning I built confidence for the rest of the day. That's when I learned the first truth of the 30-day rule: it's not about the goal you choose, it's about the person you become by keeping your word. By day 15, my body was changing. My focus was sharper. But the biggest change wasn't physical, it was internal. I wasn't trying to be disciplined anymore. I was disciplined. And suddenly, I saw how this rule applied to everything: fitness, focus, mindset, business, even relationships. Whatever you give 30 days of full attention to, you begin to master. Because repetition isn't just practice, it's proof. Every action is a vote for the person you're becoming. And 30 days later, those votes start to show. Most people quit before they ever cross that invisible line between effort and transformation. They stop at day 5, or day 10, right before the breakthrough. But if you can last 30 days, really last, you'll see the shift. Not just in your habits, but in your confidence. Not just in your routine, but in your peace. Because the 30-day rule isn't about proving something to the world. It's about proving something to yourself. It's the moment you stop wishing for a better life and start building one. One day. One choice. One promise at a time. Reprogramming the mind. By the second week, something strange started to happen. The thing that once felt forced started to feel natural. The resistance didn't vanish, it just lost its power. That's when I learned something crucial: discipline doesn't remove difficulty. It just makes difficulty familiar. And when something becomes familiar, it stops controlling you. Every morning, I still woke up to that same voice, the one whispering, "Sleep a little longer." But each time I ignored it, that voice got weaker. Until one morning, it was silent. That's when I realized, the 30-day rule isn't about fighting your habits. It's about retraining your brain to obey your purpose, not your comfort. Your mind will always choose the path of least resistance unless you teach it a new one. And 30 days of relentless consistency is enough to rewrite those pathways. At first, my brain resisted every change. It wanted shortcuts. It wanted comfort. It wanted validation. But the deeper I got into those 30 days, the clearer everything became. Comfort had never given me growth. Motivation had never given me peace. Only discipline, quiet, steady, unshakable discipline ever gave me freedom. That's when the illusion shattered. Most people stay stuck because they think they need to feel ready before they act. They wait for the perfect moment, the spark, the inspiration. But confidence doesn't come before action, it comes from action. You don't believe first and then act, you act first, and then belief shows up. Every time I showed up when I didn't feel like it, I was teaching my mind a powerful truth: I can be trusted. And that trust changed everything. When you trust yourself, you stop doubting your potential. You stop second-guessing your decisions. You stop negotiating with excuses. Because you've built proof, real proof, that you keep your word. And once that self-trust takes root, your mind quiets down, and your purpose gets loud. The 30-day rule forces you to face the mirror daily. No filters. No noise. No distractions. Just one simple question: did you do what you said you would do? If the answer is yes, you win. Even if the progress is small. Even if nobody notices. Because what you're really building isn't a habit, it's integrity. And integrity is power. By day 20, something deeper began to shift. My mornings became automatic. My focus was sharper. My mind was still, but my spirit was alive. Every day I kept my promise to myself, I felt the gap between who I was and who I was becoming get smaller. I wasn't chasing change anymore. I was living it. That's the power of 30 days, long enough to destroy who you used to be, and short enough to remind you that transformation is always within reach. You don't need a new year. You don't need perfect timing. You don't even need to believe in yourself yet. You just need 30 days of relentless commitment. Because 30 days from now, the version of you who starts, and the version of you who finishes, will not be the same person. When the world starts to change by the third week, something unexpected happened. The world around me began to shift, not because it actually changed, but because I did. People noticed. My tone was different. My energy was calmer, but sharper. My presence, quieter, but stronger. That's what happens when you start keeping promises to yourself. Your confidence begins to speak louder than your doubt. But something deeper was happening too. My environment was reshaping itself around the person I was becoming. The people who once distracted me slowly drifted away. The habits that once ruled me began to lose their grip. The noise that once filled every quiet moment started to fade. Because when you commit to growth, life doesn't just test you, it reorganizes around you. The 30-day rule doesn't just change your actions. It upgrades your standards. You stop tolerating chaos. You stop settling for half effort. You stop giving energy to things that don't feed your future. And that shift, it's subtle, but powerful. You become too focused to be distracted. Too grounded to be shaken. You start protecting your energy like it's sacred, because it is. And soon, the same people who once doubted you will start asking how you changed so fast. They'll call it luck. They'll call it a phase. But it's not luck. It's 30 days of showing up when you didn't want to. 30 days of fighting the old you. 30 days of choosing growth over comfort. By day 25, something beautiful happened. Discipline no longer felt restrictive. It felt like peace. The habits that once felt heavy became the reason I felt lighter. I stopped chasing motivation. I stopped overthinking. I just moved. Automatically. Naturally. Intentionally. That's when it hit me, the 30-day rule isn't just a challenge. It's a blueprint for transformation. Because if you can give 30 days to anything, your health, your craft, your peace, your purpose, you can rebuild your entire identity. Each day is a brick. Each decision is cement. And after 30 days of stacking small wins, you're no longer standing on shaky ground. You're standing on a foundation built by your own hands. When the 30 days ended, I didn't stop. I couldn't. Because it wasn't something I was doing anymore, it was who I had become. That's when I learned the ultimate truth. The goal of the 30-day rule isn't to finish. It's to begin becoming. Because once you've experienced what it feels like to live in alignment with your word, you'll never trade that peace for your old comfort again. Once you've felt the power of self-trust, you'll never again believe in self-doubt. And once you've proven to yourself that you can change, you'll realize you can change anything. The power of momentum. When the 30 days ended, I didn't feel like I had arrived. There was no cinematic moment, no fireworks, no applause. What I felt instead was something deeper: clarity. Clarity about who I was becoming. Clarity about what truly mattered. Clarity about how simple change really is once you stop waiting for it to happen and start building it. See, the secret to transformation isn't found in doing everything at once. It's found in doing one thing and committing to it so fully that it begins to influence everything else. That's what the 30-day rule taught me. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something consistently enough that it reshapes your identity from the inside out. Because when you master one discipline, you awaken the part of you that's capable of mastering them all. So I started applying it everywhere. 30 days of better sleep. 30 days of reading instead of scrolling. 30 days of gratitude before bed. 30 days of cleaner food, deeper work, and quieter thinking. And every time I finished a new 30-day cycle, I realized how much power we waste waiting for motivation when what we really need is momentum. Momentum is the real miracle. It doesn't show up overnight. It grows quietly with every repeated choice, every fulfilled promise, every small act of consistency. Because 30 days of consistency isn't just a streak. It's evidence. Proof that you can take control of your life again. Most people spend their lives searching for balance. But balance isn't something you find. It's something you build. Brick by brick. Habit by habit. Decision by decision. You don't build confidence by waiting to feel good. You build it by doing the thing you said you would even after the excitement fades. And once you start stacking those wins, you stop chasing success. You start embodying it. 30 days changed my habits. 60 days changed my mindset. 90 days changed my life. And now, when I face something new, I don't wonder if I can do it, I know I can. Because I've done it before. That's the real power of the 30-day rule. It doesn't just transform your behavior, it transforms your beliefs. You stop saying, "I hope I can." You start saying, "I will." And that single shift, from hope to certainty, changes everything. So if you're listening to this right now, and you feel stuck, if your goals feel too far away, if you've lost faith in your own consistency, remember this: you don't need a new plan. You don't need a perfect moment. You just need 30 days. 30 days to rebuild your focus. 30 days to rebuild your confidence. 30 days to remember what you're capable of. Start today. Start now. And don't stop, not until you meet the version of yourself you've always wanted to become. Because 30 days from now, your life won't just look different, it will feel different. And once you've felt that peace, that freedom, that alignment between who you are and who you're becoming, you'll never trade it for comfort again.